Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today on the bench is a Hitachi CWP-132. This is one of my favourite little sets from the 70s. It's got a lovely aesthetic. It's quite small. This particular TV came from a gentleman, Chris in Reading, and thank you very much for the chat. And he bought this new in 1976 and they've only just sold it to me. I went down on Sunday, this is Monday right now, and I actually picked it up while I was travelling to Oxford University, or near the university. And yeah, I went down there and I had quite a long chat with him and his wife. And yeah, it was, this TV has been with them a very long time. They loaned it to family members and it then came back, and eventually they decided to get a small flat screen. So this TV has had a long and very useful life for them, and it's only now that they've decided to move it on. It's one of these things where some people actually really do care for the things they own. It's a bit grubby and a bit dirty, and it's got one or two little marks and bits and pieces, but so they actually asked me what I was going to do with it, and I showed them what I've done with other copies of this, and they seem quite pleased. So thank you, Chris, and to your wife for the chat. And yes, I'm going to restore this. I'm going to take it as far as I can. Now, Chris was concerned about the phosphors on the screen, and again, he's had to turn the colour control up quite a bit. I don't think it's the phosphors. I actually have turned it on, so I do know that actually it works. So we're not doing a completely dead set here. So yeah, what we're going to do is quickly just power it up, see what the picture looks like, and see where it is. Before we do anything, I'm going to give this a clean. Okay, so it's looking a bit better. I said we've got some wear marks where people have been turning the dial there. That's easily sortable. I can sort that. All of the controls feel good. When I got it, the actual colour was up quite high, which, yeah, Chris said he thought it was the phosphors, but I don't think so. I think this is entirely capacitors or a resistor that's going high or low, or one of them. So yeah, so let's just set all of these to the middle, which is generally where they should be. Turn the volume down. Again, it's a push-pull on-off button. Overall, it's had a little bit of a hard life. It's had some sort of hot thing on top of it here. Possibly a candle or some sort, and a few bits and pieces. There is some damage to the side here. We've got a little bit here, and I've got another set like this that has the same type of damage. But we've also got a crack here across near the speaker, and the speaker grill as well has got a little bit of a crack. But again, I can sort that. I can make it look better. It still looks a bit grubby, but it's better than what it was. Yeah, it's there's the tuner, that's the aerial input, that's the antenna here. There's not much behind here apart from horizontal size, vertical size, horizontal size, that's the vertical hold, vertical linearity. I think that's about it. Everything else is inside. Let's turn it around the other way. This side, yeah, it's got marks and scratches and bits and pieces. I might use a magic eraser and see how well that comes up. But overall, it's not too bad. The dial here feels good. It's been well loved, it's been well used. These little sets are really quite cute. I really do like them. They're really, really good for vintage computers and stuff like that. So the dot pitch on it is not too bad, actually. It's quite usable. I've done a number of these on my channel, and this will be the next one. So I have 4 of these now. So yeah, I've got a nice little collection. Let's power it up and let's see what the picture looks like. Now, I do know it actually works, but let's have a look. Okay, so let's get an RF source in. Plug that in there like that. Let's plug that in. Make sure all the settings are good there. Let's just power it up. Let's see what happens. Here we go. And there we go. We got a picture. There is a picture on there. It's very black and white. See what Chris said about. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Let's get the remote control. Yeah, probably needs a little bit of adjustment. There's probably a sub color pot. Yeah, pots are really cruddy. It's not bad. Out of the box, that isn't bad. The focus is very slightly out, so that needs adjustment. It's a nice bright picture. Yeah, come on. Is it going to get better?
I have it.
There we go.
Sector 8.
That's the asteroid?
That asteroid is our passport into the Alton system, and out again when we've finished. Right under the noses of the
It's not bad.
Verging velocities standard by 1.
That's really, really not
What's the
bad.
mass of that asteroid?
About 2 billion tons, I would say.
Range 100,000 and closing.
Well, then I say the whole scheme's crazy.
Why?
2 billion. Training manual.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, the colour, it goes quite bright, but the range on the pot is a little bit off. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. What we can do is get in there, have a look and see what's the state of it is inside. It's probably quite dusty and dirty and needs a good clean up. But yeah, it really isn't bad for a, what now, 50-year-old television. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that really isn't bad at all. So okay, let's turn it off. When it goes off, let's see whether it goes off quickly or whether it goes off slowly. You ready? There's a bleed off resistor, which basically will draw some of the current out of the high voltage circuit. Yeah, it's possible that is going high. I've had that before on one of these. Let's just see what happens when you turn it back on. No, it seems happy. That's quite happy. So, okay. Right, so, okay, let's open it up and let's see what it looks like inside. So this is looking pretty much how I would expect it, which is a relatively high hour set. Very dusty, 50 years worth of dust and crap. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. None of the magnets on the tube have moved. That's the purity and convergence. Actually, it's convergence magnets. Yeah, it looking pretty manky down there. It really is. It really just needs a good clean. But also, pretty much every capacitor needs replacing. I just know these sets. I've done, this is now my fourth one. That's the 2SC 1942, so that's the, I believe, the horizontal, no, that's the chopper for the power going in to the flyback, I think. I need to get, I've got the original service books. Hang on, let me go and grab one. Hold on. Okay, so I've got the manuals. I've got the 32, the 30, and the 33. So yeah, the MP6C chassis. So I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be this one, which is the CWP-32. As you can see, November 1976, April 1978 for the 30, and August 78 for that one there. So yeah, I've got everything I need here to basically go through one of these. So yes, I've got all of the service manuals I need. These sets are hot chassis sets, and it even says there, this set should be connected via isolating transformer since this chassis is live. I have an isolating transformer up there. So whenever this is plugged in and it's open, I will always have it plugged in on that. Let's have a look. It sounds like Jack is barking at some birds. It looks generally okay. It's got a bit of broken plastic there. Yeah, there's a lot of dust attracted to the tube around here. So yeah, this has been used. This has been used and loved. It's just a mass of dust and debris. I did actually see, if I just zoom out and I go back to this is the case. There's some little stars, little glitter stars. So it's possible somebody was making a birthday card or something, and some got in here. Just doing a visual inspection of the board just to see what's going on. There's a resistor somewhere down there which does the screen voltage, and when it goes when it goes high, it actually causes the screen voltage to drop, and then it slowly darkens up. And when you're running it, so after about 10 minutes, you eventually end up with no picture. So I can check that out and make sure that's okay. I've actually got replacements for those, so I might even replace it just as a matter of course. Yeah, I think this is just basically a 50-year-old television with a large amount of dust in it. So I think the next stage is to start to we're going to start to take it apart and give it a good clean-up. I might actually give it a blowout first, and then give it a good clean-up board by board. So okay, let's think about doing that. Okay, so this 2200 microfarad capacitor at 16 volts has got a whole bunch of crap on the bottom, and it tests the little tester here basically says in circuit leaky. This is a new one I'm going to put in. This thing is finding a lot of stuff. It's saving me a lot of time. Yeah, this little one, this 4.7 microfarad at 160 is leaky. It's got crap on the bottom. It's starting to show that it's leaky. Okay, so that's 27 capacitors that have come out of this TV. So that's that board and that board here. And most of these were leaky. That little device, the little Atlas device, was really good at picking them out. And again, they've got crud coming out the bottom of them on many of them, and it picked them out. The 33 microfarad, where is it? Let's see if I can find one. That's 1647. There was quite a few of those. Oh, there we go. There's one of them. So 33 microfarad at 16 volts. Every single one I tested had failed. The little 3.3 315 volts ones here, on every single one of these Hitachi CWP-130, 132, 133s, they all go bad. In fact, one of them exploded. I was quite surprised about this. 220 microfarad at 16. That was leaky. This one here, 1000 microfarad at 16. Yeah, leaky. So yeah, that was a good haul from that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to clean it up just yet. I want to get this board back in. I want to see how good it is, adjust it, make sure everything's as good as it can be, and then I will then disassemble it, take the tube out of the case, do the whole thing, and see how it goes. So yeah, let's do that. Let's get that all back in to the case, connect it all up, fire it up, and see whether the damn thing works. If it doesn't, or it blows up, then I haven't cleaned it all. So, right, let's do that. Now, one of the things that happened was this came off the top of here. So I think that's the tripler of some sort to the, yeah, something to do with that. I need to check on the diagrams, but this plastic is so brittle, it just died. It just fell apart. So I might put a bit of sticky tape underneath that just to hold it there temporarily, double-sided. And then I'll just leave it there for now. Get this thing back together again, see how well it works, adjust it, get the colours up, and then do the cosmetic restoration. So okay, so we've got the TV back together again. All the capacitors have been replaced as shown. It's plugged into the isolation transformer. I'm going to put it on load. So what that means is it's going to go through the light bulb, which is sitting over there, and it will protect it from any shorts or any problems. DVD players in. It's maybe not tuned in, but we should at least get static on screen, and then if I tune it, hopefully we'll get a picture. So here we go. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, hang on. I do it every time. Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Listen for any noises. We have a picture. Yep, we've got a picture. So turn it off, bypass, and the reason it looked like that was because the bulb basically reduces the current going to the TV, so it doesn't operate at full, essentially full power. It drops the so like basically a resistor in series. So here we go. We still have a raster. Colour still looks a bit washed out. Certainly a little bit sharper. Let's put a bit of pictures a little bit all over the place in terms of colour, contrast and brightness. In the centre there it should be good, and yeah. I think we've got maybe a resistor on the colour circuit that's not good. The fact that we've got a good raster on it, good solid clear raster. There's no smoke.
That's the asteroid.
Yeah, okay.
That asteroid is our passport into the alternate
It's stretched a little bit.
and under
Again, with all of the components I've replaced, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually needed
What's the mass of that?
a full setup.
about 2 billion.
Crazy.
The colour demodulation is pretty poor.
Training manual rule 1.
It's not the phosphors on the tube or anything like that. It's all to do with the colour circuit.
The crews of any
The fact
Federation
that there is any colour there means actually the demodulation is taking place. It's not driving the guns enough. So that's a pretty decent little picture.
If we want to keep
A
this
little
heat of iron
fuzzy,
Hungary
little out the
operational,
focus
we
is
have to
out.
visit Altern 5 in order to recover celsium ore to make fuel crystal.
Let's put a test disc in. Okay. That's the colour all the way up. That's the colour all the way down. Halfway we do get a little bit. That blows it out too much. Yeah, I'd say the middle is about right, which is where it should be. On all the sets I've got after the full setup, all of these were pointing upwards, or very slightly off to one side a little bit. Sort of like that, or like that. We do have a brightness adjuster at the back, so let's just quickly give that a tweak. Okay, sorry for the rippling in the picture, but there's nothing much I can do with it. So this is the chroma board up here, and we've got a pot on that, and that refers to that pot there on that board. And when I actually look at it, there is the pot, the potentiometer, and it's for the gain balance, and this basically drives the transistor there. So I'm wondering whether that needs adjustment there. I think so. I'm just trying to see whether there's anything more useful. It's the fact that actually all colours are balanced, but it's just not driving. So I'm going to have a little tweak of that and see what happens. Okay, so let's see whether this gain balance does anything at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Okay, so I've been looking around the circuit for a few days, just trying to sort of familiarise myself with it. And pins 14, 15 and 16 and 17 are all part of the colour circuit here. And if basically that ceramic capacitor there, 520 there, which is 33 picofarad, 507 there might also be involved, and 520. If any of those have gone high resistance, they're going to change the biasing on the chip for the color killer. So I'm just going to go and check each one of those and just make sure. I'm actually going to pull them out and double check them and do that. And also I'll check that 509 resistor as well. I'm probably going to start with 506 up here. If that's pulling to ground, then that will definitely cause issues. So yeah, okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, so I took this one out and it's showing quite high capacitance and also quite low resistance, but it's much lower than a modern replacement. So I'm going to put that in and to keep that to one side and see what happens. Okay, so I've been going through the colour circuit and I've got myself to the chroma board and I've been testing these transistors, and I found that TR557 has got a short between collector and emitter both ways. This one's also doing the same, which is T551. That's part of the PAL decoder circuit there, I believe. 556 is also and 555 also seem to have shorts. Yeah, so I've actually found some this is the TSC548 that's come out, and I've found through searching a TSC945 is a drop-in replacement. So I'm going to go through. I've got a few of these. I've actually extracted from other boards, and I'm just going to put them in. I've tested them on the tester, and I've tested this on the tester. The one come out. It says it's okay, but once you check the like on here, but once you put it in the board, it seems to go bad. It could be they're all tied together. I don't know. I'm just going to drop in a replacement, try it. Drop in a replacement and try it. A little bit parts bin, but I'm getting tired and I just want to try to work this one through. So I replaced TR551 there, and it made no change. So I'm going to go over to TR557. Ooh, come on, focus. TR557 over here. I really wish it would focus. Come on, focus. Over here, and I'm going to do that one. That's a little bit harder to get to. But this one here, that one there, and the T556 somewhere up there, wherever it is, was, yeah, they're all showing leakage between collector and emitter. Yeah, I'm just going to replace them one by one. Okay, so I've had some success. Now, apologies for the darkness of this picture. The only way I can get that and also see a little bit of this and that was to reduce the ISO. So essentially, I've replaced all of the existing transistors on the chroma board, all to do with the PAL demodulation and the chroma amplification. And look at that. I get a lovely bright. Wow, that is really, really, really bright. So yeah, I do think it was one of the transistors here. Now, they all tested okay. Let me just increase the brightness a little bit. They all tested okay on the tester. So I'm wondering whether one was failing and creating a short on the 12-volt line that goes to them, and it was reducing the voltage. Because again, I was getting about 10 volts, and it should be 12. With this lot in, but now actually it's on the chroma board. I'm getting a full 12 volts, so I think it was one of those transistors. Let me see whether I can actually just get this ISO. There we go. So essentially, I've replaced 557, 556, 554, 551, 552. 553, 558, 559. I think I did both of these. I think I did a whole lot, really. So yeah, it's come alive. We've got colour. Again, I went through and I checked all the resistors all around here, and everything seemed in spec. So yeah, we have a incredibly. Oh, okay, right. Let's go on to. Let's bring up that. Let's go to one of the colour ones. Yeah, that is a lovely, lovely, rich. Let's go to that. Yeah, that is a lovely, rich colour. Look at that. Really, really nice. And again, about there, I have actually been playing around with the red, green and blue guns, so they might be off. But yeah, I can set that up. I'll be setting that up in a sec. But this basically means that the colour circuit is now working well on this little TV. So I think it's time we put this back together. Because again, I've done all the caps across the whole TV. We put it back together. we'll set it up, and then at some point what I'll do is I'll actually take the whole thing apart, and yeah, basically give it a complete deep clean, the whole case. So yeah, let's just do that. There we go. But again, if I was to modify, let's have a look. Red. There we are. So if I increase the red gun, yeah. So what I've got to do is basically set up the red, green, and blue. And I did that. I modified it purely because I thought it might be one of the pots that had actually gone bad, or all the pots have gone bad. But yeah, it's a incredibly good picture now, and it's also quite clear. Yeah, look at that. Whoa, really, really good. Right. Okay. Let me put this back together again, and let's do a color balance on this thing. I have got my reference monitor over here running with the test card, and what I'm doing is, I know this is absolutely perfect. The colours on this thing are rendering beautifully. It's a very high dot pitch Triniton tube, excellent quality, set up exactly right using a reference device used for setting up old CRT monitors for colour. So I know that one is in perfect colour rendition. And what I've been doing is I've been basically slowly setting up the three guns on this, the red, green and blue, to essentially match that. Now I have a little bit of red green colour blindness, only about 25%. That's why I got the device. You put it on the device there, and I got my laptop plugged it in, and it told me whether it was the right colour or not, and you can adjust it. So my eyes can't tell red and green very well. So what I'm doing is essentially matching up this with that as my reference point, so I know that I'm there. And to be honest with you, this is looking pretty damn good. Is it showing right in the... Yeah, it sort of is showing right in the actual picture there. It's just about right. I've got the colour setting just slightly off centre, just to give it that vibrancy, which matches that. Yeah, the yellows look good, the cyans there. The green looks good. The purple looks great. It looks the same intensity and hue. The red is a little duller here, but not by much. Not by much. And the blue looks absolutely fine. The frequency response on this TV is excellent. You can see lines all the way up here to there, and on some TVs that particular square there is just a mush. I can actually see the little lines in that. So yeah, the frequency response is good. The contrast is excellent from dark all the way through to light. The red down there doesn't bleed too much into the yellows. These bars here are really useful because they help you get the tones correct. So you've got again, I think that's green. I think possibly that's some sort of purple to me. That's a green. That's a blue up there. Over on here, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm slightly there. Again, I am slightly colourblind. I think that there is a green. That's some sort of blue. That's some sort of red, and that's some sort of brown. Maybe, I'm not sure. But regardless of whether I think I'm right, they all match that and the ones around there. So yeah, it's not bad. It is not bad. It's actually quite a good picture on this. It really is. So yeah, it's all looking like it's nice and set up okay. So just to go back to the transistors here, the ones I've replaced are the TSC-458s. They're known to be a problem. You get basically like a silver migration inside the actual transistor, and what was happening was that you had all of these TSC-458 on that colour board, on the chroma board, all degrading and actually pulling down the 12-volt rail, which supplied the chroma chip. So replacing all of those basically then brought the whole thing back up. So you get like a parallel degrading effect. So each one just pulls down just a little bit on that 12-volt line. I've been reading about this. Yeah, it was something new to me, and again, those TC458s tend to die. And what happens is that the actual it's like a microscopic leak, because they've got a plug in the bottom of the actual transistor. Let me show you. Okay, so sorry about the flicker, but that's the best I can do. So these are the TSC458, and what happens is that when they actually were manufactured, there's actually a plug behind the legs there, and over time it fails and lets moisture in and actually damages the delicate silicon inside, and you get like a silver migration chemical change. But it's not a sudden failure. It actually takes it over time. It changes the properties of the silicon, and then what happens is you actually end up with a leakage between collector and emitter. Come on, focus. And if you can see the black on these black marks on the legs there, that's actually it degrading the actual silicon, the plug inside there actually degrading and letting air in, and it happens on all of them. And it's a well-known problem with these little NPN transistors. So yeah, if you do see a TSC 458 in your circuits and in any of your vintage, just replace them. It was quite straightforward to do, and I just replaced all of them on the board, chroma board, and boom, up it come. It was absolutely fine. And again, when it leaks, it then basically pulls down the 12-volt line, and that 12-volt line was going down to the chroma IC. Yeah, it was an interesting fault, a really interesting fault. Again, it's something I've never come across, and the more I read up about it, the more interesting it is. So yeah, they're all replaced. These ones, they'll go into my stores, but I'm gonna probably throw them away eventually. I want to actually open up one of these things and actually see what's inside. Right, okay, let's go back to the TV. So yeah, just going through the different colours. As you can see, there's a little bit of a purity problem on there. Sorry, yeah, it's not going to focus on my finger, it's going to focus on the TV, which is good. Just a little bit of a purity problem there, but I think the degausseur will take care of that. The red looks good. Let's go to the green. Yeah, that's pretty damn close. Yeah, I think the lighting is causing a problem, which if you can see a difference in person, they look pretty identical. The right hue, the same intensity of green. Blue looks fantastic. Really, really does look fantastic on both of them. The white, I will say that there is some sort of dullness on this, or just on this side here, and I think that's more down to purity problems than anything else. So again, the degausseur will take care of that. So yeah, it's looking really, really good. So if I go back to the top menu, yeah, that's really, really good colour on it. I'm very, very happy with that. Let's have a quick look at the linearity. Yeah, that's as good as it's ever going to be on this on this set here. It really is going to be as good as it's ever going to be. Yeah, and the contrast, again, I can just about see on a bar there, which is what you're supposed to do. It's supposed to have, like, it's not supposed to be black. It's actually a very dark grey, and it's the same on the other one. So the contrast there is all really, really good indeed. Yeah, and again, the colour looks pretty good. Again, it's in the camera, I can see that the yellow is a little washed out here, but in person it's not. So I think it's a camera artifact rather than anything else. Yeah, no, it looks absolutely fine in person. I would say that the white looks probably a little too... I'd say it looks a little too blue. Yeah, possibly a little bit too blue, but to be honest with you, I'm not looking for perfection. I just want it to be as close as this little thing can do, considering it's what, 50 years old, this TV. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that indeed. So okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, last night when I left all this, I was going to basically put this all back together again and then run it for a while and then clean it. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tube out of this set. I'm going to take it all apart and clean it up today, I think. I want to get it all done and dusted. It's going to be a lovely warm day. It's July at the moment, so it's lovely and warm. It'll dry out nicely. I can then touch up all the cosmetic issues with it and then put it back together in one go and be done with it. So yeah, let's crack on and do that. So I'm just going to use my kitchen sink just to clean these up, give them a thoroughly good scrub. I use detailing brushes like this. They seem to come out really well, and just a bit of washing up liquid really. So right, let's see how well these come up. So they've had a nice wash and they've come up reasonably well. There's a few more dents and dings I've noticed, but considering it is a 50-year-old TV, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We've got the cracks to sort out, which once they're dry then I'll sort that. But yeah, they came out. Oh god, yeah. Oh, yeah. My shadow is interfering here, but yeah, it's come up reasonably well. There's a little ding there, which I don't know whether I did that or it wasn't there, but the insides are now a hell of a lot cleaner. So yeah, that's really nice. So the inside of this, which was a dirt ball, is now nice and clean. Now you think you got electronics down there, but that's just purely the aerial, and it's never going to really be used. So I don't mind if it rusts a little bit. I'll probably treat it with some rust treatment or something like that if it does. Yeah, that's lovely and clean in there now. I've got a feeling this TV was actually facing the back was facing the window because of the bromide leaching out of the plastics because of the sun, because the underneath, that's what it should look like rather than that. So right, let that dry and take it from there. So the plastics are all dry now. It literally took 45-50 minutes at most in the weather we've got here. I've just put that in there to stop it from tipping forward. Apart from a few marks, I don't remember that one. I think I might have done that. And a couple of bits. These are actually all relatively easy to sort. Again, a Sharpie or a little bit of black paint will sort that out. The crack here, where is it? It's on this side, isn't it? The crack here is the next thing we've got to try and sort. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the traditional method of super glue and bicarbonate of soda to reinforce this. So I'm going to put some glue and let it seep into this crack from the other side, not from the front but from the back. And then I'm going to basically then push this crack all back together again. And then once that is done, I'm going to reinforce on the back here. So it will be, let me just get this, wow. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Hold on. There we go. Right. So we've got the crack down here. Let me just, so we've got the crack which runs down here. And behind this black plastic bit, which is fine, I can sort that. So it's basically reinforcing all of that crack literally from top to bottom using the bicarbonate of soda and super glue, and that creates a nice strong mechanical bond, so that crack shouldn't go any further. So yeah, hopefully that will be done. There is also a minor crack here which also needs to be sorted as well, so I'll do that as well. So okay, let's get on with this and see how far we get. Use the super glue and bicarbonate of soda to create structure around that crack, so I don't think that's going to go anywhere now. I've also done a little bit under just there. It's just under the black thing there, just to hold it. I've glued that bit there. This just non-gluable. I've just cut it off, and well, it is what it is. So yeah, so that's the repairs to the crack, and that's all sorted. And then we're gonna basically have a look at putting this tube and the electronics back into the case. Okay, so the tube is back in. The degaussing coil is all around it. It's all screwed in, and yeah, it's all looking really good. Next is the main board and the chrome board with all the controls. So the focus box here had actually broken off. The plastic here, the thin plastic, had actually broken because this plastic is getting brittle. So what I've done is I've used a screw and this piece of metal, this sort of clip. It's designed for retaining bolts type thing, and what I've done is actually I've just screwed that down, not too tight because I don't want to damage the plastic, but this is now solid because it's pushing it into the metal at the back here, but it's also clamping down. So hopefully that should keep that in place. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere unless the plastic goes. So yeah, so that's a quick fix for that. Okay, so everything's back together again, hopefully. Cross fingers. I've cleaned the dial here, so that's nice and clean. I've got to do the cosmetics here, a few bits and pieces, but I can do that after I've tested whether this thing actually works. So power's off, volume down, power on, RF is in. It will probably go to static because I've been playing around with that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. There we go. We've got a picture, which is good. It's all good. It's all good, yeah. So contrast is excellent. I think the brightness is a little too high. It's a little bit washed out. Color goes up really high. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with that. Now it could be that the 1800 ohm resistor in line with the screen voltage might be having a problem. I had this on multiples of these where the resistor goes low, not high, it goes low, but what that does is put more voltage into the screen grid, and it then basically darkens the whole picture up. So yeah, it might be happening, I'm not sure. So this is the sub brightness. I think I'm all right with that actually. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's there. That's there. So everything is pretty much in the center here. Again, can go up a little bit. It does actually look better, slightly brighter. So there we go. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to live with it. It's not going to be a black Trinitron tube from the 1980s. Really, it's put the tuner back in, put the case back on, then get the magic marker out and give it a really good going over, sort that out, and we're nearly there. Okay, the little TV is back on in one piece. Case is back on, it's all there. Sorry for being a bit blown out on top there, it's a bit bright, but it's the only way I can get the picture to show. I've got a little Sharpie here, and what we can do is very, very gently just do this, and this actually will generally be all right. It gets a little bit not jet black like the actual paint, but it certainly does disguise it. yeah, so there we go. It's looking all right. Let me see whether I can get sort this ISO out. Yeah, yeah, it blows the picture out. So yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to use the magic eraser to go over the top of this, and let me just turn the ISO down. You might be able to see it. Let me change over to ordinary mode. The screen might flicker. Yeah, so we've got marks and all sorts on the top here. So hopefully the magic eraser will have a good go at that, and also down the side here. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Well, I'll do that off camera. It's quite straightforward to do. So thanks for watching. It's been I love these TVs. I think they're really great little TVs. They look fantastic with a computer from the period or from the 80s because it looks like a little monitor. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Yeah, won't I? Won't I? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.